like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me.
Hello, I'm Cassia Faye Hayden. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to another episode of Crazy Cat Mom. So, today we have 4-week-old Cherubim. His face needs to be washed yet again. I wash it, and then he gets, a cold and gets gunk around his nose all over again. Isn't he adorable though? Look at him, sweet little cherubim. Back to your mommy, buddy. And then we have Spell's litter. Collar's coming off. I can now tell them apart because I got these little breeder collars for the kittens that help you identify them. They're not meant for long-term use, just for identifying kittens. So this one is Seraphim. Look at his sweet face. All their eyes appear to be starting to open. And this litter is a week old. Sweet little Seraphim. And he is a little Bombay. I know this because his dad is Bombay. Oh goodness. I'm sorry. And here is sweet little Bless. Isn't she cute? She's just a cutie. She looks just like her mommy. Well, in the face anyway. Spell doesn't have a spot on her head. The sweet little girl. And this is her twin sister, Faith, who really looks like their mom. Really looks like Spell. And she just adorable. Just a sweet little girl. Oh, goodness. Are you helping, Callie? Are you helping me with the video? Yeah. I'm sorry about my hair. I don't know what is up with it today. This is little Prayer. Isn't he cute? Oh, sweet boy. There you go. And this is little Spirit. Sweet little Spirit. And because of what Siren tried to do last week, I don't remember if it was before or after I did the video, but Siren tried to eat Cherubim. He literally tried to eat him. So this is the fourth cat he's tried to kill. So because of that, and he isn't doing any of the things that he's supposed to do as a service animal anymore. He's literally stopped doing anything he's supposed to do, and he's become more and more violent. He started nipping at me and nipping at the cats when they walk by. He's gotten very, very violent. I will be rehoming him as soon as I possibly can. And I'm working on replacing him with a Maine Coon kitten for once he gets big enough, my mobility. Um, I may not be able to use him outside of the house, but honestly, I can use a walker outside of the house. But inside the house, I can't get my walker through the hall to get into the bathroom. So I do still need during winter help to get in and out of the shower, which Siren has not been doing. He's trained to do it. I taught him everything he needed to know to do to help me get around, and he was doing it for the first several months, and then he stopped doing it, and then he started becoming violent. He's actually pulled me into traffic on multiple occasions. So replacing him is very important, and to be honest, I'm not feeling secure with replacing him with a dog, and I know from experience how Maine Coons are. So I know that this kitten, once fully grown, will not only be big enough to be a replacement for Siren, but would actually want to help me to get in and out of the shower. Wouldn't want to come into the shower with me. I mean, it may. Maine Coons actually, unlike most domestic cats, actually do like water, but it's it's not like I actually need the Maine Coon to come into the shower with me. It's just helping me with stability coming out and going in myself, and getting up and down the hall and up and down from sitting positions would be very, very helpful for me with from this kitten. I won't need it as much during the warmer months like spring, summer, fall, but that's why it's kind of perfect that I'm getting him like right around this time. I intended on getting him sooner. My mom was supposed to help me pay for him, but now all of a sudden, now that I found him, she's not reading my messages or replying to my messages. She is now ignoring me to avoid helping me with it, even though she said she would. So now I've got to wait until I'm paid at the end of the month to put a deposit on him, and then work out payment plan with the breeder. So he's still coming, just later than intended. His name is going to be Mufasa, and he is a gray tabby Maine Coon, lighter actually than Katarina. So I'm very excited for his addition to the family. I'm disappointed that Siren isn't working out. The people who sold him to me lied about everything about him until the day they dropped him off. Like, they were in the process of leaving when they actually finally told me the truth about him. And at the time I thought, hey, maybe he just needs a little love, and maybe he'll learn to not attack cats and be violent with people and whatnot. He seems sweet right now. Maybe he just needs the right person to take care of him. Well, it turns out he did not need the right person to take care of him. He was already far beyond broken to be able to be fixed, and he is now a danger to all the animals in my home and myself. So I don't rehome animals. It's not a thing I do. I think it's wrong. I don't feel comfortable doing it, but at this point, with the severity of how violent he is getting, it's just not safe anymore, and I can't let him out of the cage without putting myself and the other cats in danger. So and I can't keep him caged 24/7. So replacing him with the Maine Coon and rehoming him as soon as I can will not only be better for my home and my animals and me and all our safety, but maybe he'll find a home where they don't mind his behavioral issues and away from small animals like cats and away from children. Um, you know, hopefully. But I can't have him in my house anymore with the way he's been behaving. I can't keep him locked up and I can't let him free. So I've got to rehome him and replace him. And um, you know, cats are what I do. And I've had Maine Coon before, had a Maine Coon before, so I know this will work out for me. I was hoping that he would work out for me because I didn't have a Alaskan Malamute. My mom had an Alaskan Malamute, and he was amazing. So I assumed that having a Husky would be like having an Alaskan Malamute, but it turns out that something in his brain is just broken. Um, most Huskies do not behave like him. He behaves like a fight dog, like a trained fight dog that you put in the ring with another dog and they attack each other. That's how he behaves. And, like, he'll be fine one minute and the next minute he'll just snap and start attacking people and start attacking animals for no reason out of nowhere. Um, and you can't stop it. So I mean, there's no keeping him at this point with the way he's behaving. It's not safe. um I Like I said, I don't rehome animals. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I don't feel like it's an okay thing to do, but at this point I feel like there's no other choice. um Usually there's always a way to, you know, work it out with the animal, but with him, I've been trying for months now, and rather than getting better, he's getting worse. So there's nothing I seem to be able to do to make him calm and tame and non-violent. So he's killed two of my cats and a kitten, and tried to kill another kitten. So he's attacked every single cat I have on a daily basis. And I mean, chasing and nipping at them is still attacking them, whether he catches them or not. Chasing them and nipping at them is still attacking them. Um, the three that he full on put in his mouth and chomped on and shook and dragged across the house and chomped on and shook. Um, and him trying to do that to Cherubim. And thank God Cherubim is okay, because I was really scared that he had internal damage the way he was chomping on him like an hors d'oeuvre. That's not normal dog behavior. Normal dogs don't behave like that. Normal huskies do not behave like that. That is something that only happens when the dog has been trained to be an attack dog. Um, when their mind has been broken from abuse. So there's no fixing it. There's no fixing him. No making him, mentally stable to be around my animals or myself. And nipping at me when trying to get him, away from the kitten, and away from my other cats when he's being violent. That's just going too far. What he's done to my cats and my kitten and tried to do to me, I've just had enough. But so anyway, I hope you enjoyed looking at the kittens, and my little update on them, like I do every week. And I hope you guys are excited as I am about getting the Maine Coon kitten. I'm not really excited about getting rid of him. I'm kind of sad about it because I really wanted him to be able to be tamed. I really wanted to make him a part of the family, and he just is just too violent. And I don't know what else to do but to just rehome him now. So I will be making a post once the kitten comes to rehome him, and I will be fully honest on it. Make it clear on the post that he cannot be around small animals, that he should not be around children, and that I need him to be rehomed immediately, and they are to come pick him up themselves because I don't drive, and bring their own leash and collar because I can't afford to replace his leash and collar because it's going to the kitten once he's big enough. So yeah. It's got to get done. I can't get rid of him until the kitten replaces him because of my neighbors, and if they notice that he's gone and not replaced, they will break into my house. He's the thing keeping them from breaking in. They stopped breaking in when I got him, and if he's gone, they will start breaking in again. They still come into my yard every day, every night, trespassing, and the only thing keeping them from breaking in again is him. So once I have the Maine Coon, they might start trying to break in after I get him too, because he's still little and not, fierce size. But once he's bigger, more dog size, they'll start to take a hint. Once they see this small lion glaring at them in my yard, looking at them like, stay the hell out of my yard, I will eat you. They'll be like, maybe I should stay away and not try to climb in her windows. But but yeah, they aren't violent animals when they're with their owner or with anyone that their owner trusts. So they are very loving animals, just like any other cat, actually more so than most domestic cats. But when they sense that someone has ill intent towards their owner, or they sense anything bad from someone, they will rip them to shreds. Like I said, I've had a Maine Coon before. I know what they're like. They are a very good home defense animal. You don't want to mess with a Maine Coon because, yeah, they're sweet as hell. But if you intend on breaking into someone's home, or you intend on hurting their owner or anything with ill intent, they will mess you up. Big time. I've seen it. And to be perfectly honest, until I saw it, I didn't know that my Maine Coon had that in him. Because he had been nothing but sweetness and sugar since I had gotten him. And I was living in Midland at the time, and he actually responded this way to two different people. One person had continuously been trying to climb into one of my windows in an apartment I lived in, and every time he showed up at my door, he'd just let himself in and would start commanding me like my house is his and he runs everything. And this guy was intent on finding a way to rape me um without anybody knowing that's what he was trying to do. So he was trying to play off like he was a nice neighbor with a crush, but he made it very clear that he intended on having me, and had even, like I said, been trying to break in through my windows to get at me, when I was asleep, when I was in the bathroom. Like, he tried to break in multiple times. So my cat had sensed this on one of the times he just let himself into my house. And the reason why he was able to let himself in my house is because my doors didn't lock properly because of a former break-in of someone who did break in and actually did rape me. So this guy would just let himself in, and so my cat responded to him reaching down to pet him by shredding his arm. He had to go to the ER to get stitches and never came back after that. Thank God. And then there was another person, and this person my boyfriend and I make fun of a lot because this dude, he was so off, and like, there are so many things about him that were just so off and so weird. And you know, he didn't just break into that apartment. He like followed me to my new home. He found me in the mall and you know, went up to Sam and started talking to him like he knew him, because he had actually stalked his Facebook after he and I had gotten together. Me and Sam had gotten together. This guy stalked his Facebook because he knew from stalking my Facebook that we were together. So he stalked his Facebook. I don't know if he followed us to the mall or if he just saw us there, but he walked up to him and started talking to him about his kids and shit, which he had no way of knowing about. Like, he knew him. And then the next thing I know, the next following months after that, he's outside my house every day. And every time I leave, I come home to an open window. And one or two times I found his hair stuck in my window when I came home, and the window was actually still closed. But I had noticed that things were moved in my house when I got home, and like things knocked over and mud on my couch with a footprint. Like, this guy just would not stop. He continued to stalk me on Facebook for a good year before I shut off that. Well, actually switched to a different Facebook. I still have that Facebook, but I don't use it anymore. I primarily use it to like send myself messages, like taking notes. But I still have it, I just don't use it. I just use the Messenger like as a notepad. But so now that I'm on a new Facebook and in a different county, he doesn't know where I am anymore. But this dude was so weird. He even stole my clothes and tried to tell me he looked better in them than I did. Like, he was weird. But so we make fun of him a lot because of all the weird, crazy shit he's done and said, and it's just really weird and creepy. He tried to rape me as well. He didn't get very far because I managed to get my arm free, grab a knife, and place it against his junk, and told him to get the hell off of me or I'll cut it off. So I don't know what it is. I think it's my height. I am only 4'10", so I'm very childlike. I look very child size. So I think that's why creepers tend to flock to me, is because of my lack of height. Because despite the fact that I'm obviously obviously not a spring chicken at all from my face and my weight, and I'm clearly a grown woman. But I think it's my height. They think that someone's the size of a child would be easy to subdue, so they go for tiny women to attack them because they think it'll be easier. I think that's what it is. Either that, or they just have a fetish for children, or maybe it's both. I don't know. But so this guy had come into my apartment, and Drago, not this Drago, but my Maine Coon Drago I used to have. This is actually Drago the second. My little autistic Drago is Drago the second. My Maine Coon that I had was Drago the first. He's named in memory of him. So this guy came into my house, and I don't remember how he got in. I think I don't remember if I let him in or if he let himself in. But he came over to my house, and he reached down to pet Drago, and Drago did the same thing to him that he did to the creepy neighbor next door, and shredded his arm. So and he had to go get stitches. So like I said, they're sweet and loving and wonderful pets for the home and the family. And, they get along with other cats. They get along with dogs. They get along with children. They get along with everybody. They're just big snuggle bugs. They're more loving than any other cat I've ever seen. But the minute they sense something bad, unlike the domestic cats who sense shit and run and hide, a Maine Coon will not run and hide. A Maine Coon will be like, look, I don't trust you. I'm going to rip off your arm. Okay, obviously they're not going to talk to the person, but you know what I mean. They're gonna sense some bad shit, and they're gonna rip their arm off, or worse. A full bred Maine Coon, because this Maine Coon that I had was not full bred. So he damn near ripped off two people's arms because he sensed that they were trying to hurt me. And he wasn't even full bred. Imagine if he'd been full bred. Now, the one that I'm getting is going to be full bred. So, yeah. My neighbors are not going to want to trespass in my house or my yard. They're going to want to leave me alone and stay away and stay out. And because you think an angry dog is bad. You don't want to mess with a Maine Coon. But of course, Sam coming over, it'll bond with him. And, if I ever see my family in person again, it'll be nice to them. I hope. I mean, my family is pretty sketchy, so I mean, I guess it depends on what their motives are at the time when they meet the cat. I guess. But anyway, yeah. So I'm excited about the Maine Coon. I'm disappointed about having to rehome Siren. But it seems I'm just gonna have to work with what I know. And have my service animal be a cat. Just a big giant cat, little tiny lion. But and I mean, I don't think I can register him as a mobility animal, but I can register him as an ESA. And now they're loosening they're kind of, I don't know if it's loosening or strengthening the laws on service animals, but ESA animals are now also required to be allowed pretty much everywhere you go, just like service animals. So if I want to take him into the store with me, even though he is not a dog, legally they have to let me. because he would be registered as a service, as a ESA animal. I think it's a little weird to bring ESAs in public, but he would still be my mobility animal. And I think that it should be allowed as a compensation with Maine Coons because of their size. The reason you can't have a service animal be a cat is because most domestic cats do not get to Maine Coon size. So, you can't lean on a domestic cat because it's only at most only going to come up to like, your, I can't remember what that part of your leg is called for some reason. But you know what I mean. They're not going to come up past your knee, so you're not going to be able to lean on a domestic cat. So that's the reason why. But I genuinely think that they should make compensations for Maine Coons because they are big enough to support, and they will support much more than my dog will. So so I'll still be able to probably bring him around town with me if I need to. I mean, I'd have to explain the laws to some places. I know there's a restaurant here in town that gave me shit for bringing Siren in with me, and told me I had to leave with him because they can't have dog inside. And I'm like, he's a service dog. Legally, you can't tell me we have to leave. Legally, you have to allow him. He's a service dog. But they may not be understood on the laws of service animals. But anyway, anyway, so I'm gonna let you guys off here. And I do want to remind you guys that I do have picky pads for sale on my eBay shop. Should not be hard to find me. It's the same name as here, and it's the same picture as on my background here, the little blonde fairy with the purple wings on a book. So if you guys are interested, please buy some of my picky pads. I need the money. If I'd had sales, I would have by now I would have been able to at least put down a deposit and already have him on his way as of today. But I haven't had any sales yet, so please make some purchases of my picky pads for me because I need the money. And I will be making picky pads with more colors, and as soon as I can afford to, I will start making different kinds of picky pads. I'm just trying to get them to start selling, just a little bit before I start making different kinds, because just having them made and stored and nobody buying anything yet is making me antsy. And I kind of can't afford to buy supplies if what I already made isn't selling. So please buy my picky pads. And if nobody has told you today, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are needed, and you are enough. And don't let anybody make you feel any different. Don't let anybody tell you any different, because it's true. I appreciate you because you are here watching my videos, helping me out. So you don't have to watch my videos. Nobody has required you to watch my videos. You are doing it because you are a good person and you are being supportive of me, and I appreciate it. I would not be making these videos if I did not have subs to encourage me to make videos. Despite the fact you may not be doing it through comments, you're still there as my subscribers and still watching my videos. So I appreciate you and thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have an absolutely beautiful and blessed day. Bye-bye.